Good afternoon, guys. So, today we are going to be designing, we are going to be looking at high fidelity, right? We've done the sketch, we've done the low fidelity, which is also the wireframe. So, today we are going to be looking at the high fidelity and the prototype, right? And also, we'll be doing user testing. So, basically, if you are making any design, the first thing you create is mood board. So, this is what they call mood board. Mood board are just like other designs you see online that would assist the project that you are working on, such that when I'm trying to create any screen, I can just come here and get inspiration and design whatever thing I want to design. So that is what mood board is, basically bringing out a screenshot of other visuals you see online that would most likely help your project, right? So let's get started. The first thing, like I used to say, okay, before I proceed, I want to just chip in this. So basically, I'm saying this because of Taiwo. I saw the design you posted on the group, which you actually tried, but then I see that the design lacks some principles of design, really, like balance, color, and what's it called? Arrangement, basic alignment, and the rest. So, one thing in design is if you are just starting design, right? Maybe perhaps you're a beginner, you just started learning design. So one thing you should take note is you don't get to design from scratch, like design from the very beginning. When you are starting design, what you most likely be working on is what people have done. Go online, get a project that someone has done, implement it, like redesign it, so it helps you master the tools in on Figma. Do you get? So that's a very good way to learn design. Get what someone else has designed, replicate it, and post it online. By so doing that for like about 1 to 2 months, uh you would have gotten how to make use of the tools and also be conversant with the principles of design. Do you get? So that is just what I need to say, because the design is not is to me, you can't present it. Do you get? So I think for now, just invest your time designing what people have done. Even if you want to do like your own version. Let's say the kind of app you are trying to build, I think it was a banking app. So what you just have to do is go to any of this portfolio site I gave you, type that particular similar project, let's say banking app, uh high fidelity, you will see a lot. So from there you can replicate what the person did and put your own name. Like let's say you want to create your own bank, put your own logo, like just change the content to your own, perhaps change the color. Is that okay? Rather than designing from scratch and end up doing what is not right. Do you get? So that's just my own advice. And also, for color usage, for there is a professional way of using color, and color has its own psychology also. You don't just make use of any color because you are seeing the color on Figma, right? So what you do is, there are sites where you can get color combination, but for you as a beginner, I would suggest you, let's say you want to build a cryptocurrency app. Instead of you looking for color combination for cryptocurrency app, I'll just suggest you go online, same way, go to those portfolio site, type cryptocurrency application. If you see one or two projects, you will see the kind of color they use, right? So you can implement that. Because though there is a way we do research on color, because like for health company now, you most likely want to use something like blue. For food, you want to use something like orange, yellow, red, all those kind of compassionate colors. Do you get? So let's get started. So the first thing you do is you get to use your frame. You can decide to use anyone, but I'll be using this. Right. So I have this. So basically, I'm designing these five screens. So let me just call the first one login. Let me just call the first one login. So basically, what I'm trying to teach you here is not like this is the normal way you go through your project. I'm only recording this high fidelity so you would know the reason why I'm making some choices, like why I'm making some decisions rather, right? It's not that you just come to Figma and start doing whatever thing you want. So the reason why I'm doing this, by the time I'm done with these five screens, at least you would have seen from my designs and from my explanation that this was the reason why I used this, and this was the reason why I did not do it like this. So the reason why I'm recording this video is just to get you guys familiar on how to make use of color and how to play with fonts and sizes on Figma, right? So I did also Taiwo, let me make reference to this also. The font you use also was totally off. They don't use those kind of fonts. In fact, make you I gave you fonts either Roboto, Poppins, like just use the most like the popular ones. Do you get? I will send the popular ones like we have Roboto, we have Poppins. If you want to use Roboto throughout. If you want to use Poppins throughout. Just navigate around their thickness, right? Regular, thin, semi-bold, bold, medium. So that's all you should work on rather than just because the font you used was I think a serif font, which is not too good for a banking app. Is that okay? So the first thing is I would want to give this a corner radius just for it to look real a little bit. Then the next thing is probably want to implement this our iPhone line. I'll put this to let's say 5. No, 5 is too much. Let me use 3. Right? Then give it a edge. Rounded edge. I think this makes sense. Probably want to reduce the transparency to like 80. Yeah, and there is one thing also, if you notice some designs, you will see all these header navigations like the battery level, the Wi-Fi, and the rest. So it's also part of what you add. So I would show you how to get that. So it's easy as just coming to explore community and type mobile design toolkit. What we call toolkit is basically like the tools that you use in doing something. So I'm saying mobile design toolkit. So if I'm going to search for this, it will give me like result of mobile app. Let me use app, mobile app toolkit. I don't know. Is my I think my internet is not working well. Let's see mobile app toolkit. Let me Alright. Or in order not to waste time, I'll be doing this some other time. Let me just get the toolkit from one of the applications I've worked on, right? Instead of wasting our time here. But that's the right way to get those toolkits. Is that okay? So I don't know my internet. Let's just continue pending the time this would open so I can get whatever thing I want to get. So let's get to this. So I'm bringing this closer because that's what I want to design first, right? So if you notice there's a background color on this, I'll most likely just make use of the color picker tool to pick the background. But I could decide to just create my own background instead of picking this. So I want to get this logo, right? I think I worked on an application that has that up this thing. Okay, this. So I want to get that navigation that is on that header. So let's continue. So I want to get this logo. I really can't do a French design for logo. I'll just give a representation for it. So I'll just give it this color because this is the color I'll be using. Then I've not set my layout grid. So I'll set this to columns, put this on 4, and put this on 30. Who is that? So I'll give it a layout grid. Let's say let me use 20 so I won't waste all the space I have, right? So let me change the color to this blue and change the transparency to like 5. I think this makes sense. So I would want to use, let's say, send money. That's the name of my application. Send money, send money. So let me change it to 24, right? Bring this here, give it a color. Is this color? Yeah. So I'll give it this color. Yes. What's the font I'm using? Inter. So these are the kind of fonts you use when you are making design. It's not, you don't make use of fonts now, serif fonts basically. There are cases where you use that, but not in this case. Do you get? So most like just we avoid serif font a lot in UI design, right? So the next thing I would want to do is the login because I use 20 here. Like I want to keep the same font 20, right? I want to keep it consistent. I told you don't make use of 100% black. That's why I'm going to change this to 30. I want to keep the font consistent. Like I want to create the placeholder, right? So this is going to be like, let's say, 5 corner radius. Is this enough? Let me use 20. And 20 is too much. Let me use 10. I'll change the color to white. Is that okay? I'll change the color to white. Yeah, we can't really see it because of the layout grid. When I remove it, you will see it clearly. So even this, I'm looking at this login. It's 18 not, it's 20 not too much. Okay, it's okay. So I'll duplicate this for the second one. Let me give it, it's on 11 like this. I think 11 is not bad. Then I'll create for login. I told you login will be a little bit farther, a little bit farther than the two placeholder, right? So I want to reduce this to 50. So this is going to be this color. Is this the color? Yeah, it's going to be this color 1E. Yeah, that's it. So this is going to be this color, right? Then I would want to put in the user ID and the rest. I want to duplicate this. Is under. I'll bring it up the usual way. Then change it to user ID, right? Change this to 12 or 14 self. I'll change this to 14, right? I'll change this to 14 and probably change it to regular. No, regular is too thin. Let me change it to medium, right? So I think this makes sense. Let me place it at the center. So I want to remove the layout grid so I can see what I've been doing clearly. Yeah, I think it's making sense. And the next one is password. I do want to change this like 50 because 50, right? Yeah, change this to, let's say, 50 also. I don't know, it's looking to, okay, no, that one is okay on 70. The user ID should be 50. I want to do the same thing for password. Right. So these icons, I have to shift it a little bit so it can accommodate this icon. So how do I get these icons? I go to my plugin feather icon. So how do I get that icon? You must be able to use keyword. Use keywords to get all these icons. Now the keyword that I'm going to use to get that icon is user. User, right? User will give me that kind of icon, right? So the next one is what? That padlock. That one should most likely be security. Yes, security. Oh, sorry. Yeah, security. Then I need the eyes icon for this also. Eyes, right? So there we go. So I can just come here. Is I told you, like I used to tell you, it's not compulsory use the exact fonts they used. So the way we used to do, we bring in like the uh what's it called? Okay, the high is somewhere here. Okay, so I want to bring this here. So I'll be giving it the same transparency fill. So it will align with the user ID. Probably reduce it a little bit. Let me just put it like 20 by 20, right? Then I'll centralize it and I'll make sure, let me group it, then I'll centralize it with this. I think that makes sense. Let me do the same thing here. Change this to 20 by 20. The reason why I'm not reducing this like manually, I want to make it the same size with other, like I want all the icons to be consistent in terms of sizing, color, and the rest. So let me bring this here. Then I'll shift this password to align. Then I'll centralize everything. Oh, I forgot. I need to change the transparency of this to 50 also. Oh, the reason why this is doing like this is I need to merge it like that union I told you. I want to make the all this thing union. So once I click on this, you won't be seeing that kind of thing again. I want to like group everything. So that's the difference between union and group. Group will just group like pack everything together, but union would merge. There's something they call merge. Like if you can get definition of merge, like to bring things together, like things should enter one another and become one. But group is becoming one, but all those items still remains, all those items one by one still remain each, like they still remain themselves. So you can get them anytime and delete them at any time. So I want to group this and make it centered here. I think it's all making sense. Then what's there? Forgot password. So I would want to use the same font I use here. Forgot password. And I would want to reduce the transparency, right? Yeah, I think it's making sense. It's making sense. So the next thing is login. Duplicate this login. So login will definitely be white. Login will definitely be white. No transparency because so I need this icon for login. I'll go back, Control Alt P for shortcut for the last plugin I used. So login. I can use this for login. Oh, I've not even put this. This should be somewhere here, like centered here, right? But I need to change the color, like the transparency to that 50 also for consistency sake. So this is above. Let me bring it in, and I bring it inside. Let me change it to 20. So by default, any icon you take on feather icon, I think is always on 24 by 24. So you can change the size. Right, let me group. Let me cent. Let me make this centered. Then group everything. Click on this. Center it. Right. I want to bring everything up. It is making sense. So the next thing is, I really don't want to waste most of my time here doing all this. All this is something you should do. This icon should be pen. You should use pen. Create an account. You should use pen to get this icon. So let me just create this contact us uh, to minimize, to make use of my time wisely. This is white. I think it's having a radius, corner radius of 10. 10, yeah, 10 is not too bad. Let me centralize it. So I think it's having a shadow effect. Shadow. Let's set this to 20. Set this to 10. If we look at this button is small. It depends on the like how big the button is. So I would most likely want to set the blur to like 10, right? Because if the more you set the blur, like the wider the shadow becomes. Now that I'm on small button, so I would rather want to change the shadow, like the blur of the shadow, to a small number, so it won't look too big. Then even the transparency is looking too big, so I'll change it to like 5. Then I can put all the text. So that is that for this. In order not to waste time, let's go to the next screen. I'll duplicate this. Right, so probably delete all this. I think that thing should have opened. Okay, so I need this shey you get. It's not compulsory, but it's just to make your project look real. I'll do Ctrl C, copy, Ctrl V, come and paste it here. Then I'll bring it here, right? I'll bring it here. So let me first change the color so I can see very well. I'll change the color to black. Yeah, I think this makes sense. But I have to reduce this, like double click so I can bring this in a little bit. Then have something like this. Nice. This makes sense. So let me delete this so I can reduplicate this. That making sense? So delete the whole of this. The whole of this. So bring this closer because this is the next screen that I'll be working on, right? So the first thing is to create a bar. Oh, let me bring in my layout grid first. So I'll be able to see what I'm doing clearly. That I'm working on this. So a corner radius of 5 should be okay. And yeah, then it's okay. Right. So how do you put image? Go to plugin. I'm using Unsplash. Install Unsplash if you want to use pictures like this. So Unsplash allows you to make use of. We have a lot of them, but this is what I have at hand for now. So you can just say men, just type any keyword for people. So it's bringing a lot of this. So once I click on anyone, make sure you are clicking on that box you want to put the picture. So if I click on any one of it will take effect there. I think that makes sense. Can you see? So hello, hello, experts media, right? So I would want to change this to left aligned, right? Change to left aligned is I'm currently on 15. No, I don't want to work with 15. I'm working with 12, isn't it? I'm working with is it 12? Oh, 14, sorry. 14 and 20. So this should be somewhere around 14, right? But then this is not meant to be bold, let's say regular, right? I think this makes sense. So bring it closer, like make it aligned with this. And the next thing is to get the notification. It's line height. Let me just leave it. Let me leave it. I think it's okay. So the color, change it to 70 transparency. Like this 14 is looking too big, but it's fine. So let me do for the notification, right? So set it to radius of let's say 5. Sorry, I make it center with this. So the color is white and it has a stroke. So let me remove the color. No, the color should be white because if I should remove the color, it will turn to the background of this screen. So I'd rather put it on white. Does that make sense? I think the background of this is even white. Yeah, the background is white. So the background is white. Background is white. So this can stay on white. Then I'll give it a stroke. Then reduce the transparency of the stroke to like 50. So let me change this to 5. That 10 is too much. Or 7. So how do I get the icon? Change the plugin to feather icon. I need the notification icon. I think I will just stop on these two screens. I'll leave you guys to design the remaining 3. Just for you to keep your hands dirty on something. So the most essential part of this tutorial is just to get yourself used to Figma, right? That's why I'm doing all this notification so I can get this. So once I get this, I'll drag this here and I can bring it here, right? Change it to let's say 20 by 20. The reason why I'm changing to 20 by 20 is because of this, like what I'm designing. I might even want to reduce this because this will be too big. So I'll most likely change this to like 15 to 15, 15 by 15, just to fit into whatever thing I'm using it for. So I'll try and centralize and reduce the transparency to what? 50. No, 50, 50 is 50 not too much. Let me change it to 70. I don't know. Yeah. So this is not bad. So the next thing I want to create this card, rectangle. I don't know if it's making sense to you guys. I want to change the color to this. I don't know. Is it this color? Yeah, we are using this color. Change the radius to like 10. So like you should be flexible. There's no one way. If you see that what you are doing is not really making sense, change. It's not that once you take an action, like you can revert. Like now, oh, I'm changing to 20. I can see 20 is not looking too good. I think I would rather want to change it to back to 10. So you must be flexible. So this one is add money. I need to create another rectangle here that says add money and change it to what? White. Give it a corner radius of 10. That 10 is looking too big. If I change it to 7, what will happen? I think 7 makes sense. I'll centralize it. Now I'll change it to what? Add money. Hit this. White. Add money. So add money should have a color blue and probably change it to from regular to from regular to yeah, semi-gold is not bad. I'm just looking at gold. Yeah, gold should make sense. But the font is looking too big here. So I would want to make use of 10 for this add money because of the plus that will be staying beside it. So there's no need for the plus. I don't really need to go and be looking for plugin for that. Just create this, duplicate it, and rotate the other one, like centralize everything. But the problem I used to have with this is it's not always straight. So once I have this one is saying 20, let me use like 20, hit this, change it. So I would want to do the union and make it. I don't know why this is not looking. Yeah, I think it's okay like this. I think it's okay like this. So I'll put it beside or probably pick everything together and centralize it. Change the whole color to this. Then I'll group them and centralize them. So your balance. So I would want to make use of this pattern. Your balance. If your balance is bigger, it's smaller than the money. Your balance is what? So let me use two different this thing. I'll change this your balance to like this 14 is too big. No, 10 is too small. I think 12 makes sense. I think 12 makes sense. Your balance. Now duplicate this and put the money. Where is Naira sir? I don't want to use Naira, let me use dollars. $15,000. I'll change this to gold, of course. I told you I want to see it clearly. Most likely want to change this to 20. Yes. Can you see it shows that like the psychology is telling you that the balance must be bigger. You get even here sef the balance was bigger than the no the money was bigger than the balance but it could be bigger. You get so that's that. The next thing let me remove this so I can see clearly. I think it's making sense now. That is making sense. So the next thing is to create all these four tags. Give it a radius of 5. Let's see how 10 will look. 10 is not bad. Let's duplicate get this. Right, this is not bad. But then I have to group it, then enlarge everything together because I want to achieve, what's it called? My I want to make it snap to my layout grid. I don't know. Yeah. So this is what I want to achieve. I think that makes sense. So I would want to change this to this color. So this color is like, I think, the background here. Alright, yes. Should be the background here. This color should be the background here. Yes. Right. So we need to create like inner circles for those icons. Inner circles for those icons and give it white. Duplicate it. Duplicate it. So there we go. We have send money, receive money, recharge, and bill payments. Send money. Let me use one. Send money. So you know that this will be very small because of the shape. This will most likely be around 10. 10 is even too much. Let's say it's not too small. I think the spacing here is too big. Spacing between one this is too big. I want to redo all this. If I have this height, send money. Let me change it back to 10. Let me see. I don't know why this is not showing. Oh, I'm coming. Okay, so it was currently on the wrong distance. That was why it was not showing very well. So 10 is not too, yeah, 10 is not too big and it is not too small. That is why I used to tell you, when you are designing, always open the presentation view. Now you can see like everything is like looking like making sense rather than just designing without me checking the old distance. Right. So I think 10 is not bad for this. 10 is not bad for this. Let me increase this. Right. So I want to duplicate this. Let me use 10. Duplicate this. Duplicate this. 10. So this is what I have. I will just probably have to group this and centralize it. I think that makes sense. The next one is what? Receive money. Oh, our rule. Next one is what? Recharge and bill payment. I don't know how to spell recharge. Okay, so 70. Going to the center, and the last one should be bill payments. Payments. Hope I'm not taking staying too long. I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want this to be more than 1 hour. So because of, let's see, I'm looking at changing it from regular to medium. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Just for it to, come out a little bit. So like you should do a lot of trial and error. You won't get everything at once. So be able to, like, you should be flexible. So all these icons, so I'm going to use feather icons to get them. Feather icons. The first one is send. The first one is send. So I'll use this. The second one is receive. Or so that's why you have to be conversant with keywords. You might not get, of course, this is what I'm looking for actually. So it might not be that keyword that you are thinking. I can use incoming. Even incoming itself is giving me what I need, but it is putting phone. But I've seen what I need here. I'll just click on it. This recharge, I'm very sure recharge can never give you that. Yes. So this looks like recycling or so. Still recycling. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get the keyword for this. I'm trying to get the keyword to be more like history, right? So you should be conversant with all these icons. Not all the time that you get it using the keyword. So instead of doing that, just look around the whole icons instead of searching. And the last one is talking about, this is talking looking like book. So this should suffice for that, right? So the first one is send. Let me bring all the icons under. I think it's four. There are four. Okay, this is refresh. Can you see refresh book, send, refresh? What's the last one? Oh, I think I didn't later pick it. Let me bring that the feather icon back. So I'm using this. So I'll bring it under. So the first one is send. Send is always red color. So most likely I want to change the size because it will be too big to 20 by 20. Then like send. Even 20 by 20 is looking too big here. 15 by 15. But the challenge I'm having right now, oh, this is good. Challenge I'm having right now is the thickness. That is why in some cases you really want to use like a solid icons instead of using the one with stroke. You get, and I used to tell you, the icons on the icons on feather icons are this type. That means I'll have to look for another version of icons that can give me that kind of solid this thing. Let's see iconify or icon. Yes, let's see iconify. I don't really like this plugin. Let's use icon here. I really like this one. Has varieties. It has solid. It has outline. Can you see? So yeah, you can pick. You can select what you want. Do you get? So send. This one I'm suggesting this is because of that, like the thickness when you start reducing it. Do you get? So the next one is, let's say refresh. It's not giving us. Uh, we have this. So let me look for it one by one. So in some cases you might not get all the icons you are looking for here. I think there are limited icons here. But maybe you just navigate around other icons to get what you are looking for. I don't want to waste our time. So let me reduce this to like 15 by 15. So change the color to red. I hope you understand what I'm trying to achieve. Oh God. So in this case, I'll be changing the stroke from let me select what I have inside and change it to red. Alright, so you do the same thing to this, like giving them colors. Let me go through to the navigation. I'm particular about this parts. So let me give let me draw a rectangle here. Right. So this is going to be white and probably give it a stroke so that I can differentiate between the main screen and the navigation part. Is that this? So instead of giving stroke, I went to give few. So I'll change this to like 50. Yeah, I told you when you are working with black, always I think what they used here is very I think it's even shadow itself. I think they used shadow. They used shadow. So if you look at this shadow, if you are very good in mathematics, this x and y is talking about the axis. The reason why the shadow is not showing here is because the shadow is towards the y-axis and the y-axis is around that down. So I change this to like coming. Oh, sorry, let's see coming. This is y. So I'm trying to bring it up. Now you have to play around the shadow to get whatever thing you are looking for. And I'll bring it back. Oh, I'll bring it back. And I'll have to reduce the increase the block to like 20 in order not to make that place too deep. I think this makes sense. I would want to reduce the blur. I would want to reduce the blur to let's say 10. Yes, there we go. Yes. Yeah, I think it's not bad. It's not bad. So I want to bring in my icons. Home, history. I can't really see this. And the last one should be menu. Okay, wallets. So let's go. I want to use feather icons. Or let me use icons 8. Let me use this. So that is why you need to have more than one icon plugin. The first one is home. The reason why I don't like this is because you have to be selecting either PNG or SVG, and I don't know, they have premium this thing. If you go out, like let's say you download up to 4 or 5 now, they will start asking you to pay. So I use feather icons a lot. So let me just stick to this. It's not compulsory I use the same solid this thing. But for the sake of the active screen, that's why we have this. In fact, I use iconly is what I love a lot. I use iconly a lot. Iconly is just that because iconly has a lot of options. If I want the broken, it's just that they don't have all the icons, but they have version. This is version 2.3. Maybe when you download the latest version of iconly, you see some new icons there also. I hope that makes sense. So you see some new icons there. So I even need to change this to home screen so I can be seeing it clearly here. Here's the home icon I downloaded, so it will be under. So I'll bring it somewhere here and reduce the size to like let's say 20 by 20. It's too small. 30 by 30. Let's check it here. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I'll bring it somewhere here. Give it a few color of blue. Oh, so a few color of blue. The next one is history. That's another disadvantage. Let me check for light. History. History. I can't find it here. So what I do is go back to feather icon. Yeah, let me go back to feather icon. Most likely it will be there. Some will have history. Let me search for it. I was looking like refresh. Ehen. So something like this. This is it. But it's not exact. It's not exact. That's why I used to tell you, you might not get the exact this thing you are looking for. Though if I walk around some other plugins, I should be able to get it. Let's check on it. Refresh. Can you see? Can you see? That's the usefulness of having multiple plugins. So this is giving me what I want. Let me delete all this. Fresh. So there we go. Then I can bring it in and give it size of, let's say, 30 by 30, consistent with other ones. So I would want to change I want to change the transparency to, let's say, 70. Oh, 70. Then the third one is wallets. Let's see if I can get wallets here. So this is something similar to what we are looking for, but not exact. Yeah, this is similar to what we are looking for. Guys is now saying unlock for $13. That is why I don't really use. Of course, we like a lot of free stuffs in Nigeria here. So I would want to go to a plugin where I can get my free this thing. But the normal this thing we are meant to be paying for all this, right? So wallets is something like this. This will suffice for wallets. You get you most likely you won't get the icons by their name or by their keywords. So let me give you I'm using 30 by 30. But so this is not a square, right? It's a square now. 30 by 30. Why is it losing shape? I think it's not looking shape, it's just looking like that. So change it to like 70 and put this here. And the last one is menu. This menu is so you can even use dots. See the menu they use three dots, but you can okay. Let me just use three dots, but I want it to be consistent. I'll use three dots for the menu. I want to do the union, so I'll give it a black color and change the transparency to 70. Right, so most likely want to reduce it. So I want to group everything and centralize them, or increase their space, increase their spacing. Yeah, I think this is not bad. This is not bad. Me, I don't really like. I don't really like this line. I just put it for you guys so you could see. I don't like it. It's not making sense to take my space. So to take my space, let me have something like this. Can you see? So there we go. Then for the rest, all you just need to do is send requests, create all these quests, use on Splash to bring in those images. It's as simple as that. I don't want to take much of our time, right? So that is how to work on high fidelity. There is no one way. You need to do a lot of trial and error and always get mood board. That is what Taiwo did not do. If you are designing, make use of mood board. The mood board will guide you on what you need to do. Your mood board could be your sketch, could be an inspiration you get online. I don't even have a sketch for this design. I'll put it beside it also. That will also be my mood board. Is that okay? So that is how to work on that's how to work on high fidelity. Can you see the login screen? It makes sense. It's looking nice, right? It's looking nice. Yeah. You don't like they don't really have to tell you if you are doing something that is looking nice from the design. You should know also. That is why I told you this is not a day job. You can't be a professional in a day. You keep working on designs. Like it's because I'm conversant with all this. That is when I know this is the kind of size I'll use here. This is the font I'll use here. This is the spacing I'll use here. Do you get? So that will be the end of today's class. I really appreciate you guys for joining. Thanks so much.